Getting the keys to your new home should be exciting. But for Les in Peterlee, it just caused more problems when he found himself without a washing machine. Last month, he did manage to find one at a local charity. But with other bills to pay, he can't afford to get it plumbed in.
So I'm on benefits, right, and obviously I couldn't afford a washer. I think washer costs about, 300 quid or 350 or whatever. I depend on my daughter, basically. I give her money for electricity, for doing me washing. And I'm like being a scrounger, because you know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Furniture poverty is a growing problem, affecting 144,000 people in the North East. As shown in these real-life examples, this means they don't have basic essentials like dining tables, beds, ovens and even carpets. Those in crisis should be able to get help from the local welfare assistance scheme run by councils. But budget cuts mean this safety net is disappearing. And last year, 48 local authorities in England had no scheme at all. Without a nationwide approach, local charities like the Foundation's Furniture Project in Gateshead are left plugging the gap.
We've had cases where all the kids have been just sleeping on a bare floor with a blanket, and they've gone from that to getting a nice comfortable bed to sleep on. Makes a difference to their lives, makes a difference to their parents' anxieties about what are they going to do next.
Furniture can transform people's lives, turning once empty houses into safe homes. But until crisis support is protected by local councils, charities warn that those most in need will be trapped in a cycle of furniture poverty. Catherine Walker, ITV News.
Well, the charity End Furniture Poverty have been campaigning for action on this. Their director is Donovan, and I spoke to her a little earlier. I began by asking her why this is such a growing problem, particularly in our region.
It is partly to do with cost of living. You know, the cost of furniture and appliances have risen steeply along with everything else. Families who had savings have got into debt trying to keep up with their day-to-day costs. So there's nothing left for the unexpected cost of an appliance breaking, for example. But nearly 250,000 people in the North East living in furniture poverty, and the problem is far more entrenched than that. Only around 2% of social homes are let as furnished, for example. That's the housing for our most vulnerable citizens. And people are being moved into completely empty boxes. That could be people fleeing domestic abuse. It could be people moving from homelessness. And they have absolutely nothing. Due to all the challenges over recent years, support that used to be there for furniture and appliances has been diverted to focus on things like food and fuel. So there are more people living in furniture poverty, and it's an awful lot harder to get out of it as well.
Yeah, it's almost been pushed down the ladder of importance in some people's mind, this perception that furniture, furnishings, appliances are perceived as a luxury, but clearly, as you say, they are not. And day to day, the impact is hugely significant.
It is huge. It has a really devastating impact on people's physical health, their mental health. You know, the stress of knowing that your child's sleeping on the floor and they haven't got a bed, not being able to store and prepare fresh food because you haven't got a fridge or a freezer or a cooker. There are many people on medication that needs to be stored in fridges as well, and they're unable to do that as well. Families can't get together if they haven't got a sofa. You know, imagine in your home going in the kitchen and there being empty gaps in the work surfaces where the appliances can be. Imagine having all your clothes in bin bags because you haven't got a wardrobe and then having to sleep on the floor. It affects every area of your life, and it's long term, it's entrenched, it's day in, day out. And there's a real stigma as well. Unfortunately, people can feel embarrassed. You know, they're embarrassed to invite people into their homes. That could be family, friends, support workers, because they don't want them to see that there isn't a sofa to sit on, that there are bare, dirty floorboards. So I think that all of those impacts obviously accumulate in really poor mental health, affects your physical health. It can lead to debt, again, as people try to buy items themselves. And all of these issues have a cost to the rest of us as well. We've done lots of work with landlords. We've even created a furniture rental scheme for them.
So, Claire, what's the solution? Is there one in the short term? What needs to happen?
The first thing that needs to happen is all social landlords should be required to furnish at least 10% of their housing stock, and the government needs to make them do it.
That is a very stark, clear message. Claire Donovan, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you.
Well, we contacted the government about those calls regarding social landlords, and we are awaiting a response. On furniture poverty more generally, they said that they are committed to tackling poverty and that local authorities can use the Crisis and Resilience Fund to provide essential furniture items and appliances.